Thank you so much for joining. As discussed earlier about paying dividends, there is an administrative timeline how dividends are paid to shareholders once announced, and I would like to use this short video to explain how it works. So in general, there are 4 steps. First is the declaration date. This is basically where the board of directors decides that dividends will be paid, and they will basically make the announcement on the declaration date. Then step number 2, this is an important date, it's called Ex-Dividend Date. In order to be entitled to receive dividend, you as an investor, you must own the shares before this date. On this date, any new shareholders will not receive the dividend. So if you buy shares here or afterwards, you are not entitled to the dividends that were announced here and happen at the very end. So that's why you call the phase before come dividend. Stock trades come dividend with dividends, and here stock trades ex-dividend. Without dividend. With dividend, without dividend. And this goes from here to here, and this goes. So if you are a shareholder here, or even before, then you are entitled. If you buy the share here, then you are not entitled. So the ex-dividend date, very important, because this is the date where some investors are entitled, some investors are not. The record date is just an administrative step. So here the company enters into their register the name of the share owner on the record date to ensure the dividend is sent to the correct owner. It's nothing special, it's an administrative step, usually happens like 4 business days after the ex-dividend date. This is where the company does the administration. The company basically looks back and says, okay, who is an owner here, basically before here, and then it will be entered into their register. And then payment date, this is basically the last step. This is where the payment check is actually sent out to entitled shareholders. And this can happen 2 to 3 weeks afterwards. What happens with the share price? Quite important. So let's say the one share is traded at $20. And here at the declaration date, the board of directors decides it will be $2 dividend payment. Then if you buy a share here, you are entitled to $2 because you have bought the share before the ex-dividend date. If you buy a share here, again, you are entitled. If you buy a share here, you are entitled to the $2 dividend. If you buy a share on the ex-dividend date, you are not entitled to the $2 anymore, which means your share prices directly drops to 18 because you are not entitled. So your share is worth $2 less than before the ex-dividend date, because here those shares are traded with dividend, and here on and after the ex-dividend date they are traded without dividend. So this is reflected in the share price directly. Cool. Hope you found this useful. Thank you so much for watching and talk to you later. Bye bye.